Are you having a hard time feeling the targeted muscle that you're training? Well, I did a video the other day on talking about hard sets and that you should be doing hard sets in the gym. So I got some questions on that video and I want to answer it because it goes hand in hand with not feeling the targeted muscle being worked. So this is the question I got. So when I do hard sets, I have a trouble feeling the targeted muscle. For example, when I go squat mode on my curls, which is a great way to look at it because you have to attack your biceps the same way you would attack squats. So squat mode, that's what I call it. On my curls, I lose feeling in the targeted muscle. But when I lighten the load and focus on mind-muscle connection, I get more of a burn. So another person asked this question: if I bench press 135 pounds and I feel it in my chest, but if I jump to 165 pounds, I feel it more in my triceps and my shoulders. What do I do? What's right? So let me define what a hard set actually is. So a hard set is defined by me as taking the targeted muscle through failure, making sure that there's nothing left in that muscle for that set. Okay. Now, I'm not talking about going beyond failure. So, for example, if I'm doing, and in this example, if I'm doing 135 pounds on bench press and I can only do 10 reps and my chest is burning, then if I do 11, my form is going to be effed. I rack it at 10 and that's it. 0 reps in reserve, meaning that I can't do another perfect rep with that weight. That's considered a hard set. But it's not about just the numbers on the paper. It's actually feeling it in the targeted muscle. Another word that I want to define is progression. So what does progression mean? Everybody talks about you have to have progression in order to build muscle. So progression means taking that volume that I did last time, that work that I did last time, and beating it somehow, whether that's doing more weight, doing more reps, or feeling that set more in my chest than last time, having a better mind-muscle connection than the last time. Okay, so those are the two definitions that you need to really understand in order to build muscle: hard sets and progression. So if I got these questions in the past, the old me, and I've been training for 20 years, so I've been doing this a very, very long time. The old me would have said, screw it, man, you're benching 135, just slap the weight on and just go, push the weight. But the new me is smarter. I've been through a lot more, been through a lot of injuries. So when it comes to building muscle, putting on slabs of beef on your body, mind-muscle connection is king. So you need to focus on the targeted muscle that you're training. So let me give you an example. So if you, I don't know what to use here. Let's just go with, we'll go with preacher curls or whatever. We'll go with bench press, right? So if you're doing bench press, we'll go with the example that's on here, right? So if you're doing bench press and you're benching 135 pounds and you feel it in the targeted muscle, okay? Now, that's good. You stay with that. But if you don't feel it in the targeted muscle, say you jump to 165 and you don't feel it in the targeted muscle, well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to drop the load. That's the first thing that you do. If you stop losing feeling, you're going to drop the load and you're going to think about the targeted muscle being trained when you're doing it. So if you're focusing on, if you're bench pressing this example, you're dropping the load. So maybe you drop down to, 150. In this case, you focus on the stretch of the muscle and the flex of the muscle. So you focus on the stretch at the bottom and you focus on the squeeze at the top. You do that. Now, if that's still not working, then what you need to do is you need to change the movement completely. Throw out the bodybuilding dogma out there with that you need to do certain movements in order to grow, because you don't at all. So find the movement that works for you, that you feel 10 times more in that targeted muscle. There are no rules when it comes to this. So for example, in this case, if I'm doing bench press and I feel it all in my shoulders and my triceps, arguably I'm going to be closer to an injury and I'm not getting the most out of that movement. But if I switch it to a dumbbell bench press instead, I might feel that all in my chest. So arguably, I'm going to get better results because my mind-muscle connection is there. All the tension is on the targeted muscle, and hence that tension is going to cause muscle growth. So if you're just moving the weight from point A to point B, you're not going to get the most out of it when it comes to building muscle. If you're a powerlifter, that's a totally different story because your goal is to move weight from point A to point B. But if your goal is strictly to build muscle, you need to focus on the targeted muscle. You need to keep tension on the targeted muscle that you're looking to improve and bring up. So that's kind of the answer to the question. Use small progression, find the load and movement that works for you. So again, in this scenario, this person says when they bench 135, they feel it in their chest only and not their shoulders and their triceps. So if that's the case, then take that movement. Let's say you do 135 for 10. You take that the next time you come to the gym, you try to either do 140 pounds or 135 for 11 reps, or you do 135 pounds. You match your last previous sets and you get a better mind muscle connection with that. And you progress that way continuously. Progression is your friend here. Slowly adding weight to the bar. Don't be in such a rush to put weight on the bar. Instead, focus on getting as much out of the movement as you can. Milk that movement forever because you're only going to get so strong. You're not going to be able to curl, 250 pounds, right? It's just not going to happen. So try to get as much as you can out of the weight that you're doing when you're doing certain movements. Milk that for as long as you can. And I promise you, you'll feel it in the target muscle, you'll get better results, and overall, you'll build way more muscle. So what muscle do you have the hardest time feeling? What's that targeted muscle for you? Because everybody has a muscle that they're just like, I just don't feel it when I train. I'm curious what that is for most people because I have a feeling I know what it is for most people and I want to make a video on it. So I just want your data to prove that, all right? So comment that below, let me know. And because you made it this far into the video, I got a free gift for you. I have a free 6-week training program that I want to give you. No strings attached. I just want to help you to build more muscle and ultimately change your physique for the best. All right, no strings attached. Just click the link, download that. And until next time, this was Anthony, AB Fitness. I'll catch you on the next one.